Yeah, how many of you are from Middlebury College? 2. Okay. So let's go one at a time in terms of films. Missing the trailers. Okay. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Yourself, yes.
I'm Max Walters. Yeah, I graduated in Middlebury just earlier this year. Yeah, I don't know what Missing the Trailers was the first one. I wanted to have fun playing around with different genres. It was fun and just, yeah, it's just
A little bit louder.
I just wanted to play around with different genres and have fun making it with a really great crew. Naomi was DP on that, and so it wouldn't have happened without her. And yeah, it was just a ton of fun to make. And,
Yeah, a lot of imagination. And some real technology challenges also. Yeah.
It was fun to play around with stuff. I have a background in animation and VFX, and so like the Tron thing was definitely a lot of fun for me to play around with. We did some fun with rear projection with the car scene. It was fun just to do a bunch of different. It was an excuse to just try and play around with a few things. The rain just being a hose and our producer Bea in the back on a ladder. So it was just fun to get scrappy with like a really nothing budget.
So you had no real budget, just you used the equipment that was available to
Yeah,
you.
we had $200. But yeah, most of that was food.
How long did it take you to shoot it?
I think it was like 5 days of shooting. And then there was like one extra day where we needed to do some audio stuff. But yeah, we had a pretty quick turnaround because it was all just within one semester amongst other classes, and figuring out everybody's schedule during a school year is tough. So we had to be as efficient as we could. I can't remember the exact day, but it was like, I don't think it was more than a week.
Yeah, it was like dispersed throughout a semester.
Were you submitted to other festivals?
Yeah, a few.
Have you played others?
Like not in person. No. This is the first one I've actually been to.
Yeah. Okay. It's the world premiere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't count the school class screening.
Sure. And so, what are you doing now?
Well, immediately before this, I just came from LA. I'm originally my family's from California. Fresno is actually where my family's from, which was just featured in the film, so that's nice. But North Carolina is where I grew up and where I stay now. But I was in LA just before, trying to do some PA work, and also doing some like freelance animation stuff remotely.
So that's what you want to continue pursuing?
Yeah, trying to do more VFX and animation stuff at the moment. Being able to produce or direct more stuff would be the goal, but gotta sort stuff out first.
Have you seen any other films here?
Oh yeah.
Any that you liked in particular?
Well, Los Freakies is that was the standout one for me. I really loved that film. And also Girls Will Be Girls. That was also those are the two top films that I've seen. I both really enjoyed those.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it. It's not easy to be funny, and character and timing, and I think you really made some nice moves.
Thank you.
So next we have Dead Presidents, which I called F-word follies, but the filmmaker's not here, so that's why I could say that. All right, Canvas. All right. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit.
I'm Naomi. I'm also a student at Middlebury College, and Canvas was my thesis film. So I was working on that back in January. And in the past, I really enjoyed playing around with like surrealism and like magic and things like that. So I just really wanted to play with a story that was like not continuous, like temporally, and have, I don't know, fun with like different locations and match cuts and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And how long did that take you?
So that we shot in 5 days also, because we're given the month of January for 7 thesis like students to shoot their films, and we have like the same equipment and the same crew, so we have to like share amongst each other, and by the end of the month all of us have to have like a full movie done. So it's a very stressful time. It was like morning till night for 5 days in a row.
And you all had the same crew?
There was like two main
crews?
crews that were like would go to each.
Yeah. Okay, and your lead actress was also, well, you also had, all your actors were Middlebury students?
Yes, well, except for the adults and the children. But they're just like townspeople. They're all from Middlebury.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I actually had my main actress. I had the whole thing cast, and then 3 days before shooting, she says, "Oh, I have like tooth infection, and I have to get a root canal, so I actually can't come."
Oh.
So I had to recast the whole thing 3 days before shooting, which means the main character, her younger version, her older version, her body doubles, her mom. Because originally she was a half Asian person like me, so obviously the mom is not. I have to recast the mom, you know. So it was like a very stressful moment, but
Wow.
pulled through. Aiden was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's nice characterization, and some of the creative jumps I think are good and interesting, and sort of remind you that you're watching a movie, but in a positive way. Yeah. And are you still in school?
No, I actually also just graduated in May with Max. But now I'm working as the assistant in instruction in the film department for Middlebury College for the next year.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah,
All right.
I'll be here for another year.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Absolutely. All right. How did you organize the painting? I mean, who did the painting for you?
Oh, we had lots of different people painting. So my mom over there with the phone, she did a lot of paintings. I did some paintings. My gaffer and my AD were both also artists, so they also did a lot of paintings for me.
Okay.
So it was kind of a joint effort,
All right.
everybody, to get them, yeah.
Okay. Playground. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Yashin Ling. I live in LA right now, and I graduated last year with Look from USC, and this are our thesis film from USC.
Yeah, very ambitious. Yes. Where did you shoot it?
I shot in China.
In China.
Yeah.
And did you develop the script?
Yes, I was the writer as well.
Great. Any particular inspiration you brought to it?
Yeah, the inspiration is it's actually was my first childhood memory that I.
Your first childhood memory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 5.
Was to be the girl
Yes.
with your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's based on my true experience in a nightclub.
Wow. And I think every film really lives or dies based on its characters. I think your characters are nicely developed. Nice detail. To work with a girl that effectively was quite good. But also the Muller was I thought fabulous. So who were they? How did you cast them?
So the girl, she was only 5 years old. She's a little bit younger than the character. She was only 5 years old, and I just find her from the casting director in China. And then my mom accidentally come into my room for the Zoom audition, and there's so many beautiful girls. They're so lovely, so cute, and I cannot choose from. But my mom just come into that audition session and see this girl. She said she looked exactly like you when you were little.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the audition, the audition scene I picked was the bathroom scene, and my mom just seeing the audition, she just cried. I know that's the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then she become way famous and more expensive after our.
Very talented.
Yeah, she's playing with A-list actors in China, I couldn't afford casting her after that. Yeah.
How many days of shooting?
It's 4 days.
4 days.
Very intense.
And nights. Mostly nights. Yes, or you
yeah.
filmed during the day as night. I mean, there were some exteriors that were night.
Yeah, we mostly shooting day and nights. Yeah.
And you were the DP? No?
She's
No.
look, she's the
I didn't-
director.
I didn't work on it.
Oh, okay.
We're-
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah. You look like him.
What else are you doing with the film?
What else?
Have you played other festivals?
Yes, recently it's actually my lucky month. I got into LA Shores with Look as well, and then San Jose International and USA Film Festival. A proof of concept film festival in LA, which helped me develop into a feature.
And you've graduated?
Yeah, we graduated last May, and
Yeah.
we're surviving the industry right now.
Surviving the industry?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Now we're mostly jobless, but I'm lucky to produce some TV miniseries. That's for like, I think it's the trend of the future entertainment. Basically, there are movies people watch online on their phone, and then people just get addicted to it.
Yes.
So this kind of shows. So I'm producing more for that.
And which network is that for?
It's an app called Real Short.
Called
So
Real
It's
Shorts.
really short.
Really short.
Very short. It's like 1 or 2 minute per episode.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's something new. But
So you're producing there, but you're not directing?
no, it's I directed too as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you want to stay in Los Angeles? You want to do anything in China?
Yeah, I'd love to stay in the States to create more things that I don't think it can be played in China. So, and then also in China, the working hour is probably too long for me to survive. So I prefer to produce and direct more in LA with my cohorts and my friends who supported me from school. And then also our professors, teacher was here, Sun Jane. Yeah, she helped us to connect. Oh,
Your professor is here?
yeah,
Where's your professor?
Sun Jane.
Oh.
She helped us connect with Middlebury.
Yes, I know. Lloyd told me about that. Yeah. So you all came all the way up to California. Have you seen other films that you like here?
I only saw Moonstruck.
Moonstruck,
Yesterday.
yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah, it was great.
Interesting film. All right, and the lights above. Yes? Ambitious.
Yeah.
All these films are ambitious. But all the period detail and all the cars and costumes and sets, and what was your inspiration for the film?
I mean, so it's inspired by a true event, the Battle of LA, which is the image that they're analyzing in the movie, and it's kind of just this mysterious event that took place during the war, and I learned about it like a decade ago, and I just knew I had to one day like make a film that was inspired by that. And then, just I think researching more of the time period and what was going on in people's lives, and just sort of this mass hysteria that was going on, that unfortunately led to Japanese American internment, and just so many things that came out of the research that was it was almost like the story kind of just came together from me researching, really.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
So how long did you spend researching and developing the script?
Quite a while. Like, I mean, because I wrote it over the summer in 22. Actually, we shot in 23, and then we had a whole semester class that was just like revising the script and everything, and doing all the prep work and stuff. So it was probably 6 to 9 months of development there.
Wow. So, yeah. And so for the two of you, what were your budgets?
You first.
I think walking out with everything, it was about 30.
$30,000. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Same? How did the school help you with that?
No.
No?
Yeah, we have to pay for.
You have to pay for it. In addition to your tuition?
Yes.
Yes. But, so the idea being that these will be calling cards to the industry.
Yeah.
And so you make it as professional and as well produced and as fully produced as you can.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, we obviously could have done smaller budget projects, but like you said, we did ambitious projects, and I think that's because, this is the one time we're going to have to do our
Right.
USC thesis film. And, a big part of the program too is learning how to not just direct the movie, but get it made and do the fundraising, do the, all the work that you do to get to the point where you're actually on set shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was a lot of work, but I think we're glad we did
Yeah.
it,
How'd you raise the money? Kickstarter?
Yeah, I did Seed and Spark, which if any of you have not been familiar with it, I highly recommend it. Much better than Kickstarter, Indiegogo. They let you keep everything you make. So I did that. I also did a bunch of kind of crowdfunding parties where I invited family and friends to come out, and then I just showcased a bunch of my work and talked about what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I sent out letters. I mean, I was just telling some filmmakers this weekend, that was probably the hardest part of making
Sure.
the movie was just getting
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just kind of did a little bit of everything to
Yeah,
get there.
yeah. Well, congratulations on that for sure. It is a big part of it. And how about the playground? Same thing?
Yeah, I actually use Kickstarter.
You use Kickstarter?
Yeah, I think even though they went out into our project, it's as a fund. And what's the question?
Just about fundraising. So
Oh, yeah.
you had a goal of 30,000 in Kickstarter?
It
20,000?
was actually I raised half in these days and half in China.
I see.
Yeah, so I agree with Luke. It was one of the most stressful process. I have to see my therapist during the fundraising process, but I stopped seeing her when I get into production because it was truly stressful because I don't know if I can make it if I don't have the money.
Right.
It's true. So
Yeah.
it's the most challenging part.
Yeah. So that's a question I was going to ask. Okay, apart from your fundraising, and I want to hear from our other filmmakers too, what was the biggest challenge? So why don't we start with missing the trailers?
Biggest challenge? Well, I don't know. It's just a lot of small stuff. I probably logistics. Just you're working with everybody's a student. Everybody's doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Never the first priority because naturally you have school that is a priority. And so just having an entire crew and cast of students, making sure that these days
They all
for
get there and do what
everybody
they're
gets there
supposed to
at
do.
time. Yeah. We've had I think there. I'm not sure if we had a day where literally everybody could be there. We figuring out how to do everything within a school year, I think is the biggest challenge.
Cool. Canvas.
So I think it was a mix of locations and also weather because we just had a ton of locations and we had to fit it into 5 days. So we have 3 company moves a day, which takes
Oh,
up
wow.
a lot of time, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're shooting in January in Vermont, and we're shooting things outside. So we're a lot of my budget went to hand warmers, and all of us it's we're all layers on layers. It's 18 degrees outside, and our poor actress. Aiden is wearing a jean jacket, so between takes, Bea would have a blanket, would run over and cover her with the blanket, and then that obviously takes a lot of time because if she's freezing, she can't go out and give us a performance,
Yeah.
So yeah, the weather was definitely challenging. January was tough in Vermont outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were lucky that we got to shoot before the snow happened. So yeah, we're partially
Cool. So apart from fundraising, what big challenge for Playground?
I think the challenge would be finishing the film. It sounds ridiculous, but we were shooting this film during zero COVID policy in China. I don't know if anyone know this kind of policy. If there's one case in the area, they're gonna close this district. So we almost couldn't finish the film on day 2. They say the producer comes to me that we should send everyone home because if we don't send them home today, they're probably gonna be trapped here. So nobody gonna make any money, and then we couldn't afford their quarantine here. So it was. I remember they say they're gonna shut down the city at 12 a.m. in the morning, and then we just wrap at 10. And then I was walking on the street at 11:47. I remember the time. I was crying on the street. I couldn't let anyone see. The director is crying, so I'm crying in an empty street, and then I don't know how am I going to tell my professor I couldn't finish this film. I only finished half of the film. I couldn't say that, and then we just go to drink because we couldn't film tomorrow, so we drink until 4 a.m. And then the next day, the UPM come to knock everyone's door. Wake up! We can still film. And then there's 100 extras waiting in the nightclub, waiting for us. Why the director, the producer, and then the DP is late. And then we're just so excited. We just get right into it with hangovers. And then we just finish the film with some luck. Yeah, so that's the most challenging part.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's crazy.
Lights above, big challenge. Besides the fundraising.
I mean, locations were a big one. We had 5 locations, and it was a lot just to like secure all those. And you know, we wanted everything to feel authentic. So even like the newsroom that they're in, you know, USC has a very historic campus, and my producers and I spent hours and hours just walking through every single building, like looking for just the right spot. And actually the newsroom we shot in, Chris Nolan had scouted that for Oppenheimer.
Wow.
And he ended up shooting it at Berkeley, but someone had sniped a shot of him in that same room, actually like scouting it like 6 months before or whatever. And then the darkroom scene with like the red light and everything, that scene, we couldn't find the location. Like we found a spot that was great. They wanted too much money. And my producer was like, well, you guys can use my garage. And we're like, okay. So like literally days before shooting that scene, I'm in there with a paintbrush painting the walls, and my production design team is in there dressing it, and that ended up being one of those scenes that I'm the most proud of, like how it looks visually. So yeah, it was fun to get creative with those challenges.
Yeah. That's the one thing you get from independent filmmaking is stories. You may not make a lot of money, but other questions people have? Anybody? Yes, right here.
So you talked about using Seed and Spark and Kickstarter. That's nice for you guys. How do people like me find out about different projects that are out there to try to send some funding?
How do you find out about projects that are out there that you might send some funding?
Wow.
Well, you can take out your checkbook right now.
You can take out a checkbook, but you kind of like to know what you're funding.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not going to just randomly send $100. How do you find the project?
Well, the Kickstarter anyway has what they call projects we love, for one thing. And that is, they vet those projects. I mean, I've done like 6 Kickstarter campaigns. I mean, I'm also a filmmaker. And I've only gotten projects we love once, which was the last time, this last spring. And it does help. So, because normally you're raising money from people that you know. And so the question is, it's a good question, how do you do it for people you don't know? I mean, now you live in Vermont?
No.
Where do you live?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Well, the ideal thing is that...
I'm not necessarily interested in funding local people.
Yeah.
I'd like to find students. Like, did you have a video clip up? That do you have not quite a trailer, but something so that we could click around and just get a sense of what students are working on ahead of time?
Yeah, I think that's like one of the hardest things is just marketing and getting your project to be seen by just everyday people that don't have an already established connection with you. But yeah, I mean, we're happy to share like our links with you, not because we need more money, but just so you could see like what we did. And we all did like, you know, very polished videos to explain, here's the project, here's what we're doing, and kind of list out the whole thing. But I recommend looking at Seed and Spark, looking at Kickstarter, and seeing what projects are on there. You can even browse by topic. You could type in a keyword and say, hey, I'm interested in this topic, and see different filmmakers producing things like
Does
that.
USC have, does USC have a website?
Yes,
No.
I can help you.
With student projects?
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival has a fund where we give 2 $10,000 production grants every year. And the only people that are eligible to apply for these are people who've played the festival. So you are now eligible. It's for narrative, and you will submit a script
For features though.
for features. And so what I'm thinking is, based on your comment, maybe we should try to establish a fund where students can apply and get support. And so in that case, you would be, you know, trusting us essentially to curate, you know, worthy films that would then be eligible, and we would make grants based on fundraising that we have in the pool. The feature film grants we've given away $60,000 so far. We are confident we've got another $40,000 that we'll be able to do. But we have a new executive director coming on, and I know that she would be interested in this idea. So maybe we try to create a shorts fund, where people that, you know, believe in it can donate, and where we can sample some of the projects that have been approved or whatever. So, you know, what I would say is keep also in touch with the Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival website. I think it's going to take Caitlin several months to get up and running, but I think it's a good idea. And one of the things we really want to do is to support our filmmakers and establish ongoing relationships.
So another thing, people that come to this festival are interested in new filmmakers.
Yeah.
So make it more, and I don't want anybody to think that we have money by asking these questions.
That's a
But,
small donation.
you know, maybe you can make the mailing list available to filmmakers to use in,
Yeah, that we probably would not do. I mean, as somebody who's now getting 60 emails a day from the Democratic Party,
Well, I got
I
your
just-
Kickstarter emails, it's
well,
not that
good.
annoying.
Well, those are the ones you should get.
Those are more ones.
Yes, if you were on the Middlebury New Filmmakers mailing list, you will get some emails from Middlebury New Filmmakers, and that could include these selections. But if every single filmmaker who came here were able to freely email every single person on our mailing list, I think it would be seen as harassment at some level. So we want to just avoid that. But I think we can curate it. And I think we want to also attest to, you know, having vetted the filmmakers, knowing their work, knowing the quality. I mean, our project where we give out $10,000 narrative production grants, you know, there's 6 experienced filmmakers and screenwriters who are on the adjudication panel. And in fact, I'm not on the panel, although I meet with the group. So they are independent, you know, and one of them is the screenwriting chair at Skidmore. One of them is a guy who has, you know, 12 professional screenplays that have been produced. I mean, the Stephen King film, what's the one about the car, the weird car?
Christine.
Christine. He wrote Christine. And he's also the screenwriting head at Dartmouth College. So I mean, these are people that are in the industry. They have no particular prejudice to it. They're just reviewing the material. So let me take your idea and see what we could do with it to start a fund for short films that would be eligible. And I think if we do have a large list now of people who attended the festival, like new filmmakers, I think that's a good idea. So why don't we look forward to that? And I would encourage all of you to apply for the $10,000 grant also, because I mean, $10,000 when you're making a feature is not a lot of money. I mean, here you go, $30,000 for a short film. You know what it is. But sometimes it can buy you the time you need to actually put together, you know, a fundraising plan or whatever. I mean, the National Endowment for the Arts, the largest production grant you could get for a feature film is $35,000. I mean, funding is, especially for narrative, in this country is really hard. And that's why we focused on narrative in terms of our grant program. So anyway, other questions, comments? Yes?
This is for the young woman who did Canvas. It's a silly question, but in the beginning, the older woman who suggests the younger woman start painting again, they had the exact same earrings. Was that a coincidence, or was that part of the play in and out of the different settings? Or?
Yeah, so that was kind of like to bring back the idea of magic. I wanted that to kind of be like Professor W, and her name's Anya Wilson. Like it could be an older version of herself that has come back to kind of like set this whole thing in motion. So like, nice catch. Not everyone gets that.
Great question.
Yeah, and they have the same bag, and they have a lot of the same like props. And like, even in the attic in the beginning, it's complete, like all of the costumes are costumes that are worn throughout the film, and there's like paintings from throughout the film that are hidden in the attic. It's all like props from the rest of the
Thank you.
You should be a script supervisor. Yes?
I just want to say thank you. And I have a couple of them. Thank you, each and every one. That was some of the best film. Unbelievable. And in my life, I've done a couple of movies around town in school, 40-minute ones. And they weren't funny, but they were fun. You know? And also, as someone who's seen a lot of UFOs, nice work.
You've seen a lot of UFOs?
Oh, I've seen them. I've got them on my phone.
We should follow you all over the place.
Yeah, I could do a thing. But I was coming over, just quick story, coming over this, on Munger Street, right where the horse farm is. There it was, man.
Yeah?
Had a big hump on it, 2 parapets hanging out. I looked up, it wasn't there, but it was there.
Okay.
And I've got it on my phone. The Foo Fighters were the LA. Thank you. That's all I got.
Yes?
I just want to say I've been coming to the college shorts, or the equivalent of this, all 10 years of the festival, and this is by far the best collection of college shorts I've seen. I've taught filmmaking at elementary, high school, and college level, and so I'm always curious, you know, what support students are receiving and what are they able to produce with that. And you know, looking at a $30,000 budget versus a $200 budget versus a, you know, maybe nearly nothing. You guys did amazing work with what you had as resources, and just great work across the board. And if the future of filmmaking is in front of us, we're set for great watching for the next years to come.
Yes.
I have a quick one. Do the shorts ever develop into a full-length movie? Like I can see your movie being longer and more involved in a full-length feature.
Yeah, so short films usually just don't make money. So if you want to get into the industry and also get our film distributed in a larger like theater or streaming platform, we will thinking about developing into a feature. And but also we have to get into the process of developing the story again to a feature length, and then get a fund for making a feature, which is much more than our short films. So yeah, it happens a lot. Like Whiplash is a famous short film developed from a short version to a feature length and got so many attention and awards, and it launched his career as well. So there's many these kind of examples that's more popular because making short film, as you mentioned, is relatively lower budget and is more flexible.
George Lucas's first film was a short that developed into a feature.
Yeah, also shot at USC.
Also shot at USC,
Yeah.
right? And congratulations to our professor from USC for supporting these students and raising the level of production. All right, well, thank you.